once you have your rendering, if you haven't saved it out using this here, you can just go into your frame buffer, and if you hit that button, the double save button, that saves all your image channels. You can see this is the rendering and how it came out. You can toggle through each channel. If you hit this, it saves all your channels. Navigate to where you want to save. Alright, and then you can open it in Photoshop. You can close this down. Save your scene. I'm going to go ahead and close down Max, and from here on out we're going to be working in Photoshop. Now when we're in Photoshop, we need to go to File, Scripts, Load Files into Stack. What that does is bring in all our images into the same image and creates layers for each one. So all our channels. Navigate to where you saved your scene. Okay, if you hold down Control and select Test 3 are the ones I want, hit OK. All the channels, you'll put them right here and just hit OK. It will create a layer for each of those channels, all in the same file, which gives us exactly what we want. Here they come. Alright, they're all here. If I go through them all here, we have our alpha channel, then our multimatte element, there's our RGB, there's a reflection, refraction, self-illumination, which of course we didn't have any of. That's okay. So we'll want to start with the RGB, and the first thing I usually do is take this alpha channel, Control A to select all, and then Control C to copy. Then you can turn it off. Now we want to create a mask for this layer by hitting this button here. To go into that mask, you hold down Alt and click on it. We're inside the mask, and now we hit Control V to paste that alpha channel. You'll see what that does now is it cuts out everything that wasn't part of my 3D model. So essentially the sky. If you hold down Shift and click on that, it'll turn it on and off, just like that. So all I really did was create a new mask for my RGB channel and copy and paste this alpha channel into it. Now anything I put behind the house will show up, in fact, behind the house. Like that. See that? Ooh, and that's not a very good alpha channel. You can see there's a halo around my trees. There are some ways to fix that. Okay. But now the hunt for good background images, some good grass images, all those kind of things, maybe even some 2D plants, maybe people that I can paste into here. You got to find source imagery and start putting it in. There's a few other things we'll get into later, but the stuff that we're really going to do in Photoshop is using masks to leverage the use of layers, and that's how we do background images, midground images, and then we can start bringing in cutout images of people or animals or plants or whatever to start adding. We call that putting entourage in, to start adding to the life of our image. So that's the second thing we'll do, and then beyond that it's just all about layer, new adjustment layers, and doing all these kind of different adjustments in here. And I'll show you some tips and tricks as we go. Might do some basic curves. That's way too dark. Anyway, we'll get to all this, but first I need to find some nice source imagery. To do that, we'll search the internet again. We can search Google Images. We can search places like Flickr. Make sure and look at the copyright of images before you just go ahead and use them. But there's plenty of them out there that are available to use. It shouldn't be too hard to find them if you know what you're looking for.